I mean, I call tops and bottoms all the time that are wrong all the time. I only keep screenshots of my successes too.
So we got my buddy, Unapologetic Rebel. Since you guys know Alex Becker, Ty Lopez in the marketing industry promoting crypto coins, we actually found someone who was at their events back in the day since 2014. So this is very interesting podcast. I really wanted to know about this connection. And Rebel, I've heard stories that you met Alex Becker and Ty Lopez, all of these people that you see now.
I mean, back there, 2006, I just did some freelancing. Eight, I went all in a way. I mean, Alex Becker has been around for quite some time. Like back in the days, and obviously when I was in the field, I discovered a lot more other people around. I mean, this is exactly what we do, right? Like when you want to get more involved in the space, you try to dig deeper and find some role model, so-called. You're like, okay, let's figure this out. How is he making it? Because back then they were still doing very well, six figs and whatnot. And yes, came across his course, Source Wave, the SEO era, did some search engine marketing, affiliate marketing, quite a bunch of stuff. But also, since I've been in Black Hat, and Black Hat marketing is just like Google, right? You're gaming Google's algorithm. So it's really not illegal. Again, it depends, especially when it's in the marketing field, it's SEO. Even Becker himself has done so much of Black Hat white link building and whatnot. So being there, I seen quite a bunch of stuff which kind of didn't add up to me. So basically, all of these dudes, top level, Ty Lopez, you talk about Anthony Morrison, Adrian Morrison, same style of sales pitch, same style of upsell, downsell, whatever. And it didn't add up to me, meaning overpriced stuff, under delivering. So I thought, again, cutting to the chase, 2008, I'm studying all this space and I actually did full-time marketing. That's my whole thing. Most of the whatever living I made was basically in the affiliate marketing space and whatnot. So that gave me an edge. Again, being in the Black Hat gave me an edge to see all of these creators from a different perspective. And then I've seen the same pattern, regurgitated stuff. You may find something useful a little bit to some extent. All right. Maybe, again, it's debatable. If somebody was selling me level 1 stuff for 1,000 plus, which is for me is overpriced, but some of the other people, maybe rich dudes, were like, yeah, it's fine. So been following the whole space for quite some time. Becker used to have a partner way back, Alex Koss. He did quite a bunch of stuff. And then again, a lot of things didn't add up. During 2013, I graduated. And again, during this time, I also attended a couple of seminars. But one particular seminar was this event. It was Alex Becker's book launch. Okay, it was June. It was summer 2014. All right. It's basically, this is how it started. We have some common people. So there was this dude, I'm not going to mention his name, marketing guy. He said, hey, I have an extra ticket for this event. It was like $500, $495. All you need is like a plane fare, and then we can go together. It was 3 of us, I guess. Yeah, 3 of us. 4 of us, but me and him. We'll go together for the event. We'll just meet this guy. I mean, it's a huge deal. Because at that very moment, also there was another individual called Mirza, okay? It's a wild thing. Because of Mirza, because everybody used to call him the $1 billion man. And because of him, I was like, yeah, have heard his name from a lot of gurus, other gurus, right? Alex Becker is like going to his mastermind, $20,000, whatever. He must be something. So it was always for this guy, Mirza. I was like, okay, this guy, it'll be interesting. I'm going to meet this guy, right? So that guy, my friend, he literally said same thing. Mirza Pakistani, and this guy was also Pakistani. So it's a huge deal. I want to see the $1 billion guy. Okay, cool. Take the American Express, not Express. What do you call it? American Airlines. The jerky plane, man. Go to Vegas. And yeah, first day, basically, right? The whole stage, Chris Rickard was there. And all these people, you may be a fan, maybe some of you may know, might trigger you. But the fact I see things a little differently from the creator point of view. Alex Becker, he was interviewing Ty Lopez. I mean, they all, first of all, spoke on stage. Mirza got on stage. He turned on his Snapchat as usual. And everyone was like waving, everything. Like that guy was huge on your Snapchat and Instagram. He was one of the very first people even to buy the tick mark on Instagram. That's just made him more legit, right? And it's crazy how everything is still fresh. But that's how actually I met Alex, but like not physically. I literally seen this guy walking around, but told you. I just wanted to see from the bird eye view, basically, the fly on the wall. Wanted to see exactly what people preach and stuff. Grant Cardone was also there. And man, he was telling people why not to buy a house ever. I don't know how that made sense, but regardless. Okay, so Grant Cardone was there. We have Ty Lopez, we have Chris Ricard, we have Mirza, Becker, all these so-called high profile, Anthony Morrison. They're high profile people, literally. And these were the very early gurus, actually. They kind of mastered it. And now all of them actually moved out in different levels. Becker started crypto, whatever, self-help, crypto. Then you have other people moved on to e-com and whatnot. So during this seminar, obviously, Ty Lopez, I don't have to explain. I still don't understand how he's taken seriously. I mean, one thing I'll give this, okay, that they are marketers. They know how to market themselves. That's why they have so much huge following. But also the scammers do that same thing. I mean, scammers can pull the biggest scam once they have a huge following. Nobody wants to make pennies. They want to scam a lot at the same time, right? I mean, Bernie Madoff did the same thing. And now in the era of internet, when you can build a huge following, and it's scamming and this grifting in the internet space is nothing new. Okay, before it came to crypto and AI, whatever, it was always the marketing, the dirty side. It was always the marketing, rehash courses, and it's always there. So it's not debatable. I'm hoping the audience is a little bit of like, maybe not totally level 1, maybe level 2, you can see the other side, right? Because if you're totally level 1, you're like, no, they're the biggest guy, the gurus, whatever. Anyway, that's how I obviously met all these people taking picture with Grant Cardone and this. But I saw Mirza, even during that time, didn't know he was the fraud guy. But I've seen some weird pattern. Okay, like I said, that's why I wanted to go and see him because nothing added up for me. The Comir is a guy who says he has businesses and everything. And back in the days, we only saw a website, a dumbed down website, like paid probably $10 to somebody to create it. It's ridiculous. Nobody questions this, right? The cars he does. And so I was looking in a different point of view. I was like, no. Maybe he's genuine. Let's see. Right after that event, obviously, look at all these people, though, who were sitting at the round table. And I'm kid you not, Mirza went to jail. Alex Becker has a history, even if you fast forward, all right, all the grifts and whatnot. Anthony Morrison, and I told you, Ty Lopez. This Alex was interviewing Ty Lopez. Okay, Grant Cardone called out grifter. I'm not gonna even joke. Like a lot of people called out Grant Cardone. A lot of people called out Becker. Mirza went to jail. Chris Ricard has a shitty past. Every speaker in that event has a shitty past or shitty record. That's what I'll tell you. And that's what kind of shows you that like-minded people hang out with the like-minded people, or there has to go something going on. So that was the first time I actually, again, came across so-called Alex Becker, and I had this suspicious. Obviously, Alex Becker didn't add up to me to that level, but come on, the guy who literally did an event, did a book launch, is something called 7 Pillar to something success or something like that. They did an event, he paid Grant Cardone or whoever, to attend. Must be big, right? And how you make your money is, I'm not going to question that. I still remember the founders of Demio, the webinars. I mean, those are popular, the webinars and all those things. And there were all these people, vendors, lined up. But I remember after the first day watching, I'm like, yeah, sayonara, I'm not watching anymore. I just started going, I was partying around in casinos and whatever dumb shit. I was like, I'm not going to watch these grifters. Like, it didn't add up to me. The stuff they were saying. And yeah, a lot of people didn't come the second day or whatever. Yeah, that was a so-called 3-day event. I just attended the first time. I came back. And then you see what happened, right? Obviously, 2014, then you see Becker getting called out after so many years. I mean, assuming you all know what I'm talking about, right? But yeah, that's how I actually got there. And then I attended a couple more seminars, DC, Montreal, or e-commerce based. Mirza was there twice. And that's funny because a lot of people were saying he's the mentor, he's this. Imagine the gurus calling him mentors. And Alex Becker, after some time after the event, I think he does a video on his YouTube channel that Mirza scammed me for $20,000. He still has the video, actually. You can check it out. Like how I got scammed for $20,000, I think. That he was actually talking about Mirza. Yeah, he found out Com was using Alex Becker and somehow manipulated him to give him his stage so you could promote his garbage. He literally, and ironically, Mirza met Ty Lopez in his house, and they were shilling Habibi coin. Habibi coin, man. I'm talking about crypto early days. Imagine. And I guess Ty Lopez deleted all those things. But think about it, all right? And Ty Lopez comes up, he buys all the bankrupt company, Tier, Pi or something. He bought Radio Shack with his partner. He turned that into a crypto company, bro. Like, during that last 2021 peak, I did a live on YouTube. He literally had the radio, if you go on Radio Shack, X token, X profile, right, Twitter profile, they were shilling a radio token. And literally they scammed using that stuff. I mean, I don't know, man. File a bankruptcy, then do this and file more bankruptcies. And his partner, another Alex, man. I literally did a video about 3 Alexes. So another Alex, who also has some alleged history, I don't want to discuss that. Alex used to be the introvert, and Tai Lopez was the extrovert. Tai Lopez literally actually said this on stage. He was on Grant Cardone's conference. In one of the conference, I bought the live online streaming, basically. He actually said something which was interesting. He says, see, something maybe you can learn from people, maybe, it's okay. I'm not going to say that everything is rubbish. Like, you're a fan of Alex Hormozy, you might like a lot of stuff, but I'm just saying, there's always something I can learn. And he literally said, Alex is the introvert, I'm the extrovert. So when you mix with extrovert and introvert, like, you can create a combination, very powerful combination. Because he does the back end, I do the front end, which is like a talking and selling and all that. That's a smart thing. And another thing he said, which was also interesting, that when you want a house or something, you reverse engineer, basically, which is a simple logic, though, nothing crazy. That's true. I mean, instead of thinking like, I want to make this much, figure out that what you want and find out how much is that and how long you want it to get it, and then divide that by the months and days, and then you know exactly how much you need to make it, and then figure out ways to make it, basically, which is logical, like, so yeah, you can always take something. But again, at the end of the day, if you sneak in through all the tactics, you can understand what's happening. Alex Kass, not Kass, what's his name? Alex something, I forgot his second name. The Zeus and all these, they had this booking launch, but now all partners gone. Alex has been shitting some garbage AI company and so many other companies, SaaS companies selling shovel as usual on Facebook, while Tai Lopez has his new mastermind again, where he can shit you some more garbage. It's a never-ending Ponzi, man. That's what it is. And now, again, I don't want to discourage people. You want to experience it firsthand, go for it. People can learn once in a while, that's fine. But that's how it goes on behind the scene. You want to put the hard on, So yeah, that's the dirty side of it. They don't tell you everything. Basically, every seminar I've noticed, it's a huge pitch fest as well. Remember this. Sadly. It just, same thing. Grant Cardone is one of the worst one. And that's where Grant Cardone seminar, what's his name? The guy, Russell Brunson, who's the ClickFunnels guy, he made $1 million in 10 minutes on the stage. That was on Grant Cardone's stage. Yeah, how do you do that? Because he has such a big audience, and this guy was shilling live. Whoever buys ClickFunnels is $1,000, yearly, and people just bought him. Like, 1,000 people just bought him. So it's like, that's a power of audience and whatnot. And that also shows you the power of literally people with forms sitting there on the line so they can collect your credit cards. That's the best thing ever, man. I mean, there's something to learn from this. It's a shoe fest. Don't learn from what they tell you. Learn from how they do it or what they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting to see from someone perspective that because I have not been to their seminars. I've seen their courses. I followed some of their courses, and it's interesting to see because in my mind, I'm like, there must have been some successes, or else nobody would believe them. There must be some testimonials somewhere out. That's the only reason I can imagine that they got these audience.
Bullshit your way all the way from 0 to 100,000. I'm curious.
So because 100,000 I can understand, but at some point,
Okay. Eliot Trades. How did Eliot Trades contribute into the society? No. This is a little side thing, right? I'm talking about Eliot Wainman, Eliot Trades, right? I've literally seen this guy from tiny. I'm literally telling you, when I caught him, I think it was like 80,000 subscribers. Somehow he was talking about Tron and all that, and this guy was cashing in on the every year bull run or whatever 20-year the trend basically. I literally see him from 100,000 to 600 something, which is very close to what others have achieved in a way. And then obviously he got caught up because of so many stuff. Now people have realized a lot of people unsubscribe, a lot of people are going off. That's why he's stagnant to some extent. But having a 600,000, 680,000 is a huge number, bro. Like this guy has a 680,000 subscribers, and I'm not even saying it. Coffee covered, I covered, we all covered. That's just one example. So my thing is, what if yeah, sure, they have some skills that build a following. If everybody can follow their footsteps, that means you have to tell the truth and what they did. Because then if you tell me, okay, they killed somebody, they backstab, and they went there, I'm not going to do that. So that means you cannot follow that path. You see what I mean? At least let them tell you the truth. So my point is, in the beginning, when you're early bird, that is also very useful. Okay? These guys have this similar pattern. That's number one. That's true. But they were also very early bird in marketing and not like I've been following Frank Kern. Maybe you have heard the name. Dan Kennedy, Frank Kern. Okay? These guys, Jay Abraham, I actually listened to their shit and all that. Every one of those, millennial who started following their footsteps, they somehow got early into the system, the internet era. The internet got so much better. And again, just like now, 14 years are killing it on, TikTok and Twitch and whatnot, right? So just like them, Dan Kennedy Franken was a huge guy, man. I still remember his video Black Box. I bought video Black Box where he talks about video and how he uses video to capture and all that. And that was very early days. I'm talking about 2007, 8, basically. That's how it is. And then came all these Becker, and they started, copying those OGs. And because of the internet presence, and they could grow faster because of the new technology, that's a real stuff. In early adopters. If you go back to the oldest course, like one guy, Marlon Sanders, this guy's still so backdated. He's selling one sales page, and you can compare with the latest people. He's an OG. He doesn't know how to use the latest, and you know what I mean? So early being an early adapter gave these guys an advantage. You can grift and scam. I really don't know the initial money, how they made it. But once you can make it, then you sell something, course or whatever, SEO, you just need a decent money chunk. Now you can invest that, or you know what works. Now you do multiply that because you're early. The point is, if I can go all the way back, I can tell you, Becker had a course and stuff. But if I didn't have to compare with Elio, what was he doing? Total grift. Becker, sure, he's a grifter, but there's something to learn from his whatever stuff. He was a marketer before. He was talking about how to be minimalist, and blah, blah, blah. So he probably gives some decent, stuff. But when you talk about Elio or some other crypto influencers, Lark Davis, these guys are just literally pumping. They're not contributing anything. So being a marketer, when you're selling some courses versus selling a crypto, is a very different story, man. In crypto, it's more like who buy early and sell. I mean, that's a totally different story. So yes, I had to mention this because you told me, hey, if they had made it, then they have to be something, right? I mean, yeah, they can be a scumbag from the beginning. I mean, there are villains in this world that has gained so much status. And once you know how to make the money some way or the other, you can keep reinvesting and you can keep in the loop. How much money they have, I can talk about it, because in crypto, again, now once they got in crypto, it's wild because it's in millions and billions, huge. But in selling courses, we can see the number, tax file and this, or, the numbers are visible to some extent. And what's another crazy part? There's a guy, Anik Singhal, very well-known marketer, okay? He probably has a very huge office in Maryland. He got sued by the FTC, SEC and FTC. He got sued, man, massive, okay? Because of all the false claim testimonial, okay? Guess what? He said after a couple of months, he said he's going to start his podcast. And everybody started podcasts. I don't know. All these internet marketers, man, so cringeworthy. I'm trying to get on YouTube. Everybody wants to get on YouTube now. Destroy. Everybody wants to be a podcaster. Like everybody like AI expert, podcaster. You know what I mean? And they have advantage because of the money they made already in the marketing or whatever. They can dump and not. But yeah, you need some charisma to some extent, like Becker, who took off. A lot of people in the marketing are jealous of Becker because they can't do what Becker is doing. They made money, but they cannot do what Becker is doing because of all the influence he has. And marketers are jealous of each other, bro. There are a lot of, inside in the underground, they're like, yeah, I made money. It's not only just millions. It's not about money sometimes. A lot more right now is about ego. Like this guy, Peter, he was making so much, yet he's like, hey, man, how do you guys do videos? I'm 50 years old, making millions and billions, but I just want to be, but they can't. They can try, you can get lucky, but some people just has this charisma and they know how to do it. Some people abuse it. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I can talk. So if you can utilize what you're best at and figure out a way, that's different. Alex Becker can see where, he knows how to capture attention. Mr. Beast knows what he's doing. But how are they doing behind the scene? That's very questionable. Now they're not doing much courses. They're just pumping and dumping, right? Things have changed. Marketing has changed, bro. It has changed dramatically. And all these people are saying the same thing. In the marketing space, they're trying to cope. That's why I said Becker was, in a way, he figured out that YouTube game. He's like, this is what it is. Others are actually struggling all the back there because they're like emailing, spamming, and people are not listening anymore. They're not getting influence anymore. I see that. I see the other side. Yeah. And once I was on YouTube and all that, like I told you, I was consuming. Once I stopped that and started creating on videos, I don't see that much. I'm just more creating. And I can see the shift in focus and difference. Like back then, I was looking at Becker's courses and how he's doing this and that while making nothing. Now I'm like more of an action taker, like executing. You see? So again, you can get something out of this, which is just take action. Okay, execute and figure out. Take some motivation from them, but there's always some self-interest. Simple. And most of the courses out there are garbage right now, unfortunately. That's all. There are some good ones. But a lot bad.
Courses I actually reviewed was Iman Ghazi's course. It's not bad. However, the promises that he gave, you can absolutely even see his tax file. It's about 100K or something like that. But he actually multiplies his earnings with 10 million at around age 18 or 19 or something like that. And people fall for it, even though it's very easily verifiable. I also noticed most of these people, they did go to Dubai for some reason. And the only one that actually got caught was Mirza because he's one of the biggest. Why are the others still free?
I see. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Mirza deceived an UAE citizen, a sheikh, and you don't mess with that because first of all, you're in UAE. It was about 70,000 or something like that, and that guy filed a report on this guy, and that's it. You see that? If he was, I don't think even he served as much as he should have because his Rocky Mirza, his brothers, and everybody, Aziz Mirza, the whole syndicate, the brothers and sisters, they were just all scamsies, man. This guy was not only Dubai, he was a Canadian Pakistani Canadian. And he was like, yeah, I have a house in Maryland. My daughter is there. You will not even believe because he used to have his daughter. I mean, they're so cute and innocent. So it's hard to believe that, okay, he's a big ass scammer or whatnot. I mean, obviously, a lot of things didn't add up. In Dubai, he was showing like how he bought 1 kg gold and all these things. And it was flashing a lot. It was flashing a lot. But whatever, that was there. That's one of the signals there. And yeah, like I said, that's one of the main reasons. If Eliot Trades or any Becker mess with the wrong guy who has millions of dollars, dude, that's it. The guy's gonna file a lawsuit and take them to the level. They just end up not doing it because they're either bullying some of them who gets, you know what I mean? It's all the money game. So that's why I say, if you mess with the wrong guy, you're messed up. Like, this guy stole $230 million from a guy in DC. He must be something that he has $250 million sitting there and expecting that he's not going to do nothing. Are you out of your mind? So that's the point. It just takes one high net worth guy to take action or powerful person. So yeah, that is justice. And if when it happens, it happens. And I'm on God's again. There's nobody that's gonna tell you that courses are bad or illegal or you can't sell courses or whatever. It's a debatable gray area, bro. That's the thing. Because it'll make me a hypocrite. Because I literally said I made most money selling affiliate marketing courses, digital courses, not only that, software and all that. And I literally said I also want to create stuff in the future. So it's a very debatable gray area. So if you find it interesting and useful, go for it, right? But for me, as a researcher and a critic, when I see it from other perspective, like I'm not going to review my own course and be like, oh, A star. That's the dumbest shit, right? Obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'll let other people judge based on that. That's totally how it should work. And if you do that, are you not going to be biased to even a little bit? Even if you're not, that's the world. That's how we live in, right? When you're messing with numbers game, when you're lying, you have a rich guy, your father, a Ferrari guy, dropped you in Ferrari in your school, this and this. All these fake numbers, that's questionable. So if you're so honest about it, then what do you care, man? If you really look at his business model, everything, that's genius. But why you're trying to make $1 billion so quick this is what I feel. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to cut corners so if they're live with the numbers. Because if not, same thing with Mosey, same thing with everybody. There's something shady about this numbers or whatever game. Okay? I just feel they're trying to cut corners and be as quick as possible. And that's where the problem is. I don't want to comment on their courses being rubbish or what. It's debatable. You can find it interesting because, yeah, I found a committee. I like it this year. For me, I find this basic. Some could be interesting, but more or less, they're selling shovels. So unfortunately, when they're selling so much shovels in an era, like same thing with golden era, booming era, AI or whatever, I feel it's, for me personally, I rather take a little bit of whatever I find on YouTube because everything could be. You can join groups and stuff, which is helpful. All right, that's not a problem. Debatable, nah. Sometimes you find your like-minded people, armies, you can get together. It's awesome, right? But again, it depends on who is actually accessing the course, man. So if you're totally newbie, you want a group and you want some like-minded people, go for it. But as a real critique, I'd rather say, if they're so truthful, I'd rather buy something from someone who's at least a little more legit with the numbers in a way. Before I forget, you remember I talked about Anik Singhal? He got sued by FTC and SEC. Guess what? After 2-3 months, he comes as a podcast. Also, he comes with a new course. I got sued by the FTC and how you can avoid it. Can you believe this? I don't know. The sky's the limit. And that made me laugh because he's actually a very well-known guy. He does seminars in DC and a lot of these huge people actually visit him. Becker, they used to all be apart at one point, but now what happens is they all are branched out. They're each individual is so-called sitting on top, basically. Yeah, I'm the biggest guy. So they don't actually care about each other's partnership anymore. You know what I mean?
You are one of the few guys who's still here out of the marketing world. Maybe not with millions of subscribers, but is there something that you want to give out to the people about the dark things about marketing that you might share about these people or some other internet marketers?
You see, the point is, I have this main channel, right? Unapologetic Rebel. That when I started that, it was like finance, crypto, wealth, and stuff. And since you asked me, hey man, I thought you're gonna post your internet marketing, I was like, yeah, I don't want to ruin this audience with all this, marketing unnecessary stuff because it's just didn't work. Again, this when I did the Pinterest taken down, I'm like, I don't know why when I'm doing it. So let me stick to the finance and all. The second channel I did, that's where I was doing the reaction, whatever. But then I realized, okay, I did Mozy, I covered Andrew Tate and their basically their courses site. I even did Ivan Guzzi. So I could put it there. But in terms of like, same thing, what I told you in the crypto field, if something is too good to be true, it's what it is. My main point is, first of all, you lack money, people in different timeline, okay? You want a community, like a lot of people join all these businesses because, yeah, I want a belonging. I feel it helps sometimes, you can get motivation, but ask yourself what you're getting out of it, okay? If somebody's bullying you into staying in their group or whatever, and when I say bully, it's not like just putting a gun, it's like psychologically people do a lot of stuff, right? I've seen them saying, hey man, if you get out of this group, you can never make it. You can never come back. You're just gone, destroyed, you don't exist. That's bullying, right? It hits a lot of people who are younger age, teenager, whatever. So that's one thing. The second, if you're just going for the belonging, ask yourself, is it worth it, the money you're paying? Because if you're getting overpromised shit, then you're like, okay, you're paying, doing the wrong stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's important. If you're buying a course, if you have too much expectation, don't, really care about the thumbnails and what do you call that? Your testimonials and all this garbage, which is totally, it's, that's a scoot thing, man. For me, I always believe you learn something from YouTube, okay? Then you execute and you want to get better at it. Like, okay, I found that this may work, proof of concept. Okay, find some of the workers or creators in the space. I cannot really name names because that would make me a hypocrite, It's just like me selling course and saying every course is shit, pathetic, or I'm the best YouTuber and everybody's bad. So you find what works for you. I'm not going to name names right now because I'll call out everybody if I have to. There are some people, but Danko is very decent, but then he did a video. He did a video on, he's like Mozy, but a little more chilled and does like straight black and white kind of video. Danko, he's reaching 1 million subscribers. But then again, he did a video where he called Creator Economy is Ponzi. And I commented on that video and the video was deleted. I was like, why? Why would he do that? That made me think, why, man? He even talked about Hormozy. He didn't say anything bad. He's like, Hormozy is good. Okay, this is this. But that video was taken down. So that also makes me question. I guess I like to question, right? But yeah, he's one of the very few guys you can learn. He's very decent. He talks about quite a bunch of stuff. And his channel itself is going to give you. His channel, you can learn from what he's saying and teaching, also learn from what he's doing. This guy's selling some course. He's talking about writing, getting better at writing. He's saying writing is going to be the best, future-proof. And then he sells a writing course. Genius. I mean, nothing wrong. It's not something like created law, latest creation or whatever. But nice way of doing it. His funnels, he makes millions because of all these funnels from 10 products that he did. That is something to model in a nice way, if I have to say that. I mean, he comes out less cringy than a lot of people I see out there. That's all. I mean, there are several others, I'm sure, man. I mean, YouTube is huge, which, when I was a consumer, I seen it. But now since I started producing it, I just don't produce it first. I don't get to see so much. But man, when I start getting on my rabbit hole, it's wild. And again, if you want to know economy and all these, Rebel Capitalist. This guy sitting in where was he? I think he doesn't live in the US anymore. He moved to starts with C. Forgot the name, man. Colombia. He's like, Colombia, nice girls here, man. And he does live stream almost every day. Something you can learn from his economy inverse, but when he has knowledge. Daniel Booth, she's in our what? She has kids, several kids. She's very good in terms of economy. She's a former Fed. She used to work at Fed, basically. So she's a former Fed and very unbiased and honest. She talks about the economy and everything as it is. And yeah, just stay safe, man. Stay safe. If it's too good to be true, I mean, it is. Just go and execute. That's it.
Learn from what works and just ditch the rest. Like Bruce Lee, something said like that.
So, I mean, if you get scammed once or twice and you keep getting scammed, it doesn't make sense, right? If you make one mistake once or twice and thrice, you're like, okay, I got scammed in this course. I got scammed again in this course. Again, then you got to stop buying. So ask your purpose, just like you said, execute and don't keep repeating mistakes. Then it's not a mistake anymore. It's a serial. Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.